like to think of literature as being as central as we can make it. It's not everything, it's not everything in the English curriculum, but we can make it central. And that, if we can make our literate text central to what we do, it gives us a thread that we can use for dealing with all of the complex elements of the English curriculum. So we can deal with vocabulary building, we can deal with spelling, we can deal with writing, we can deal with inferential comprehension, just by working deeply with a text. So I like to think that we can work with texts over a period of time and in depth, rather than sort of rushing through trying to get lots and lots of texts done, a new text every week. I like to think we can follow a text through, work with it, of course, bring in other texts as we go and see connections and talk about similarities and differences and how they relate to each other. But that depth is enabled through deep study. So we can use a text for, importantly, talking, or creating dialogue, because we talk about texts. And I think we always have to begin with the talking. That's where it starts. And then that talking we do lays the groundwork for everything else that we do in class. And then obviously we use a text, as Pauline has said, we use a text for reading and for finding out about the world and for finding out about different cultures and different people and different viewpoints, and for living other lives vicariously through these worlds that are created through literature. And then, as Pauline also said, we use the text potentially as a model for writing, because the writers have all the tricks and we learn from the tricks. Interestingly, as we know, we don't write the way we speak. We learn to write in many, many different ways through the course of schooling. And where do we get those different ways from? We don't get them from our speaking and our everyday communications. We get them from the text that we read. So literature has an enormous role there in creating the language, in providing the language that we then use as models for our students to learn.